So now I can record.
All right.
Teamwork.
Back on track, maybe. Now I got to go really, really fast. Okay, so we were talking, I think, about, gosh, this is awful video quality. I'm sorry. Thinking of your true level ones. So normally they are of the same generation, maybe not always necessarily, but sorry, I have to deal with the dogs. They generally are of the same time frame, maybe, or the same stage of life. So if you're somebody like me, I didn't have kids till I was in my 30s. So, a lot of my friends were older people that are having kids in their 30s. I generally wasn't hanging out with the 18-year-old that had the kid too at the same time. So, most of that works with the same way in your business. You tend to attract people that are of the same generation or life stage. So also you tend to attract people that have the same attitude as you. Not always. We're very aware of that too. Guys.
How is Keith sleeping?
My whole life is falling apart between 7 and 8 tonight, guys. I'm so sorry.
I love it.
And they are literally right under my feet. Literally. So CJ's supposed to be helping me. You can see how this is going. He's probably back there on the phone with his girlfriend. That's usually how this rolls. So, okay. So attitude. That is definitely something that you attract as well, is attitude. Not always. I'm sure we all have people on our teams that have attitude. That's for sure. So sometimes we need to be, I love Amanda's look. So sometimes, we need to be a little more, not quite that. But, like I said before, negative people bring other people down. So generally you don't want to attract those types of things. That's for sure. So we obviously want to love on them, but that is not who, you want to be.
Yeah,
I don't think he's talking to me. Okay. So, let's see. Another magnetic type thing is normally people of the same background. So, and I always think of this more like elementary school. You kind of hang out with the people that are most like you. So the jocks tend to hang out with the jocks. The arts people tend to hang out with the arts. So, and it happens a lot after you graduate school too. So it is a lot like that. You're also attracting people that have the same values as you. So like think of what are your core values, and are those, is that what you're attracting as well? People that, believe in God, or, are family oriented, or, a lot of it is faith, family, and friends. So that seems, a lot of people are their core values. So is that the type of people that you are drawing into your dream team as well? And then, like I alluded to earlier with energy, normally high energy people attract high energy people. I am someone that definitely struggles with this as well. And normally people that are high energy look at people with low energy as lazy. I'm going to admit that is me. I totally struggle with that. But then lazy people, or not lazy, low energy people look at high energy people as insane. And I'm sure that does happen. I'm sure people do see me that way because I am very high energy. So neither one of them are wrong, having high energy or low energy. Neither one of them is the right answer. But just know that because you are one way and you think somebody, is like me, I'm high energy, and I think low energy people are lazy, and that is so wrong. And I should not do that, because just because you're low energy does not mean you are lazy. That is for sure. But definitely a misconception is that that low energy people have no drive, and that is totally not true. They can still get it done. They just don't do so flamboyantly, kind of like me. So that is definitely one that I struggle with, is energy, no doubt. Another thing that you attract would be giftedness. So thinking that you attract those that excel at something that you both love. And a good idea, something to think about with that is we're obviously all on Facebook. So you probably belong to Facebook groups of things that you love. So, and that's because you guys all have something in common. Like Addie, I'm sure belongs to crafting groups because that's her love. So all of those people in that group love crafting. So you guys have a common bond. So those are also the kinds of people that you can pull into your team magnetically, is that common bond, which is also a great way for you to find people, is in those groups. So when you are working in those, or not working, but when you are looking in those Facebook groups of those people that you share a common interest with, you should be dropping things in there, not your link, but trying to build a rapport with some of those people. So even if you know the answer to something, you could still ask a question, and then that way that gets your name out there. Like Addie, as an example for her, I mean, she could even though we talked about scissors yesterday, okay? So even though Addie has a favorite pair of crafting scissors, in that crafting group, she could write a question and just say, I'm on a mission to find the best scissors. Tell me what your favorites are. Because people definitely want to give you their opinion, but that gets you your name out there. And who cares if you go buy the dang scissors? You're just getting your name out there, and you're getting to converse with them. And then so maybe one of those will lead to a private conversation about something totally unrelated that happened in the comments or whatever. And that person can end up following you and then end up joining you. So use those groups of common interest to be a magnet to get other people into your funnel for the Plexus part of it. So, and then leadership ability. Who you are with is who you are attracting. So the example that I heard that made me understand this the best was, say you have 4 children, and one of the 4 children is a misbehavior, but the other 3 children are very well-behaved children. So this one here just has a little attitude, or maybe this one definitely just has something special with that one. So I definitely would say at that point in time that it's not your leadership ability as a mother or a parent. So that, I'm not saying you're perfect either, but it's definitely when the other 3 are really, really good kids and it's just the one, that's really not all about your leadership ability. But if you have 4 kids and they're all terrible, like not people that you would ever want your own kids to be friends with, that might say something more about your leadership ability. So I just think of it that way with drawing in people as well with that magnet. We're looking for leadership qualities that you are definitely interested in attracting to your team. So what a chapter 9 with the events in my home at this time. So does anyone have anything else about chapter 9? And sorry, now I have us even 5 more minutes behind. So chapter 10, it is the law of connection. And this one is kind of self-explanatory as well. We talk quite a bit about connecting, like all the time, like, in every chat that we have every day, there's always a comment about connecting. We should be connecting with our people. That's no matter if they're already under you or if you're looking to sign them up. Either way, that is definitely what we should be doing. So your success in Plexus has a lot to do with how well your team performs. It is based on their relationship with you, and that is the connection. So again, something we talk about all the time. So you must be intentional in your conversations. And then you must also attach emotions, because that is where people either A, you can pull them in to actually enroll them, or B, you actually keep that relationship with them. It is definitely emotional. So definitely the best way that they have even listed this was saying, go for the heart before you go for the hands. So easy way to remember that. And of course, we even talk about that with our social media. Go for the heart. There's no doubt, because that is how you are going to attract them in. So people definitely prefer emotions over facts. And I'm definitely the same way. I mean, I definitely want somebody to appeal to my problems and not just tell me, I'd rather somebody say, this supplement can definitely help you lose weight. I have friends that have done that, whatever, instead of saying 75% of people who try this product are now successful. I mean, that's nice to hear, but I would rather hear something, from the heart, like a real story, not a facts or a percent. So, whatever it takes to get to the heart, that's where you should really begin. So a lot of what we do is obviously public speaking. Look at what I'm doing right now. I mean, you might not think this is public speaking, but it goes on YouTube. So that's definitely the public. But, it's more than just a one-on-one conversation. So that just definitely makes it public. So definitely everybody on this, call now, we have all done things, we've talked in team meetings or whatever, led, work sessions, whatever. That is still a leadership thing. And you are still doing public speaking when you are doing that. So that is definitely part of being a leader, is doing public speaking. But you cannot move the people to action unless you move them through the emotion. So again, that doesn't matter if you're looking to recruit somebody or somebody that's already there. You have to have the emotional attachment. And definitely some things, the most obvious thing to me anyway, is just the vulnerability. And I know the four of us and everybody that's doing this book study, we're all vulnerable. We're all willing to put it out there and list it. So that's never a problem with any of us. But, sharing the experiences is what helps others get through their stuff. So definitely, I'm definitely somebody that has had the points and lost them, but so has Lisa, so has Amanda, and so has Addie. So guess what? We all have something in common. And you know what? We all help each other through that. Not one of us is sitting here going, I did nothing but climb high. Nope. We've all done it, and we can all help each other, and we can all help all the other ones that it's going to happen to that have no idea. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. I'm going to be diamond by July. Yeah, that didn't happen at all. Hello. There's no doubt. However, there's somebody out there that still thinks like I think, and she's about to get her heart broke. So, we are there to share it, to help other people. So definitely being vulnerable, which is something we can all do. I know all four of us and everybody in this book study, definitely vulnerable, no doubt. So it just makes them feel normal, which is what I was looking for when I was struggling so bad. I needed to know I wasn't alone. Lisa and I had a conversation about this yesterday. We thought we were the only people this ever happened to. So then watching those YouTube videos of these other people, and they're like, oh yeah, I had 1,000 points and I had 100 points. And I was like, what? I had no idea. I thought I was the first. I had no idea somebody else had went like this. I just assumed everybody did this. Of course, you know what they say about assuming, and it totally did make one out of me, because that's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. So it is nice to know you don't want anybody to struggle. I don't mean it this way, but it is nice to know somebody else has been there and you're really not alone in doing this. So again, it just makes them feel normal. So, so validity, even like three-way calls, that also goes with goes with the law of connection, because, it's nice to have.
We lost you. Sandy.
Definitely help with the validity too.
We lost your sound.
Hey, Sandy,
now.
Please turn the pods off. They've now taken my sound. Please turn them off.
I can't turn them off.
We can hear you now.
Yes.
Turn them off.
It's CJ and his iPod or his pods. Oh my gosh, I swear this night, if it could get any crazier. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Because I don't hear you guys.
We can hear you.
Okay.
We should have really
Holy
played with her
Toledo,
there.
the
Just
devil is
bounced
after
it.
me, ladies. Okay. So, asking questions. And of course, we hear this all the time. Asking the questions and really listening to the answer and then connecting the dots. That definitely does the relationship there. And again, that's something we hear all the time is about asking the questions. So, okay, go to this. So when you are trying to connect with others, here are 8 different ways, I think there was 8, on ways to help you have that better connection. So one would be connecting with yourself. And that sounds really weird, but we definitely all need to. And that even goes like this. Stop saying things like, I wish I was blank, whoever that blank is, or I wish I was more like blank, whoever, whatever it is. I mean, do I want to be as crafty as Addie? Heck yeah, that'd be so cool. But I've got no desire. I'm just going to be honest. I don't. But if that was what I was truly after, and I truly wanted to be more like the crafty Addie, I know I need to work on it. That's, that's no doubt that's a weakness. But if I want that ability, it's definitely something I can work on. I can do videos and then I could, practice it, like put it into play. And then I would hopefully get better. But obviously that means I know I have work to do. So I guess, just think of it as something like as easy and obvious it is something like that would be something like this. So you need to figure out what your weaknesses are and then work on those. And one, something, you could use personality tests, definitely something that would help you with connectivity. I mean, there's no doubt I am a type A personality. I'm very outgoing and I'm outspoken. So so everybody kind of, there's all kinds of personality tests out there. There's the colors one, there's all kinds of stuff. So maybe do something like that to help you. There's definitely but I struggle with this. I know I do. Learning to receive compliments. That is definitely a way to connect with yourself as well. That's hard for some people. It is hard for me. But learning to receive compliments, that can help you connect. And then getting really good at what you're good at. So if, you're good at empathizing with people, then that's definitely something that you should be capitalizing on. So something that you're good at, get really good at it. And then that will help you connect with yourself as well. All right. So the next is connecting, let's see, openness and sincerity. So don't just say something to say it. Be sincere about it. And that can be anything, even just be genuine. Don't just say, a random thing for no reason, because then it looks really fake. So be genuine. If you really like your earrings, just be honest. But if they skank and horrible, man, just don't even tell her. Just let it go. All right. So know your audience. That would be, your audience is, no matter if it's a one-on-one person or a whole group, it's still an audience. So get to know them, talk to them about what they want to hear about. So as an example, when we all have these 3-way conversations with potentials, if give them what they want, here we go. We just talked about this. So if they're interested in weight loss and all you want to talk about is them pooping, that ain't going to work, because it wouldn't have worked with me either. I mean, Lisa knew I was here to lose weight. When she said, do you poop? Yes. So it was over. So she didn't keep saying, well, you should probably still do the triplex. No, I would have never done this if she would have made me do triplex ever. But what did she do? She gave me what I wanted, and it worked from there. So you have to figure out what they want to talk about and then speak on their level. Next would be living out your message, which is super obvious. It's practice what you preach. We all know exactly what that means. So if we're going to preach consistency, that's probably something we should all be doing. If we're going to preach, drink the water, that's probably something we should all be doing. So that's really, definitely self-explanatory. Go where they are. So accept them where they are right now, and then figure out how to get them to where they want to go. So, on day one, when you did this, I mean, I signed up just for the products. There's no doubt. Lisa did too, I believe. I don't know that any of us, before we ever signed up, said, you know what, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a diamond. No, I mean, I didn't even know what the crap that was. So that's definitely not why I signed up. So it is definitely a process from day one to being a diamond. And in the middle is a whole bunch of crap. There is no doubt. So it's definitely a process for anybody to get there. So you just have to have vision to do the process. So that's where you come in with helping your team through the process. So you have to help give them the vision to believe in themselves, to know they can go from that day one to that diamond. And some people, they don't even have the desire to be a diamond because they don't think it's going to happen. And I guarantee there's diamonds out there that thought like that. I guarantee that they're like, oh my gosh, I would never do that, but I'm okay with being gold. I mean, and maybe that's what they thought at the time. But then somebody poured into them vision over and over and over. And then they're like, holy crap, you know what? I think I can do this. So definitely is a process. Figure out where they are and help them catch the vision to go on and to push on. So make sure that you are focused on them and not focused on you. And there are 4 easy questions that can help you focus on them and not you. So the first one is, and this would be like for people you don't know, when you're working on prospects, especially for us that are trying to grow on social media and use those. So Addie met the lady in her crafting group, and now they had a private conversation. So now these are things that Addie could use to possibly, make a connection with that lady. And then she could eventually be part of Addie's team. So she could ask 4 easy questions. 1, where are you from? 2, what do you do? 3, what inspired you to do that? And 4, what do you love about it? So where are you from? What do you do? What inspired you to do that? And what do you love about it? So those are all about that person. That has nothing to do with you. So that is definitely, those are great ways to focus on them and definitely not focus on you. Number 7 is believing in them. You need to communicate with someone, with them, because you think they have something valuable to say. Okay, I said this so wrong. Hang on. You don't communicate with someone because you think you have something valuable to say. You communicate with them because you believe they have something valuable to say. So you need to be believing in them and how valuable they are. People's opinions of us have less to do with what they see in us than what we can do to help them. People are very selfish. So when they see you, they're not really thinking what you think they think. They're really thinking, how can she help me? This is about me. What can she do for me? We definitely all know we live in a me society. There's no doubt. So what can she do to help me? And then the last one is offer direction and hope. And that would be, with your potentials, finding their definite individual strengths, whatever that may be for them, pointing out their strengths, making sure that, they are, they see. It's hard for them to see it sometimes, and maybe you do need to point it out. And then using like having a vision call, casting that vision with them. And maybe it's beyond you, and maybe you just need to ask somebody to help. Because sometimes it's hard, especially if it's your level 1, you may know them really, really well, and they need to hear it from somebody else. So, and we have that even, in our 3 ways, just for asking for a shout out. It's hard for me to get them from my level 1s, but Lisa may not even know this person. So she just puts it right out there and they're like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. But with me, they might've been like, ooh. So it's, there's definitely, things that you can hone in on. There's no doubt. So the vision of a leader becomes the aspiration of her team. That's all I have. And I'm sure you guys are very thrilled. What a night. Oh my gosh. Let me stop recording if I can figure that out on my phone.